So the Galaxy Z trifold, do I need it? Do you need it? No. But as a tech enthusiast, do I want it? Like 100%, yeah. So it's only been like 2 days since the Galaxy trifold came out, and apparently it's already like sold out, which is crazy because it's a super expensive device. So to get to the details of it, it is going to cost you like $2,900. That's a huge amount of money to drop on like a smartphone, but you are getting like the top of the line technology here, which is insane. So just to give you guys a rundown of the specifications, these are crazy specs. So you're looking at a 2160 by 1584 QXGA Plus display. I don't even know what that means. The main display technology is a dynamic AMOLED 2X display. And when it comes to the cameras, the rear cameras, you have a 200 megapixel plus a 12 megapixel plus a 10 megapixel camera. These are the same cameras that's on just like the regular fold. Now it's available on a trifold. And then on top of that, you do get like autofocus, you get rear camera, and then you have the main camera flash and things like that. But more in terms of the specification, when it comes to like the processor, you are getting Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy. You get 16 gigs of RAM. And when it comes to the storage, at least for me, I'm only seeing the option for a 512 gigabytes. I don't see a terabyte, but I do believe they have a terabyte option as well, but it may not be available for me. And then for the color option, you just get the crafted black. So it just comes in like a single color. All of that is fine. This thing is packed with the latest tech though. For battery, you're looking at 5,600 milliamp hour 3-cell battery, and it can charge fast charging, 45 watts wired fast charging, 15 watts wireless, and then it also has a reverse wireless charging as well, which is insane. And then in terms of the design and durability, you're looking at a thickness of 12.9 millimeters when it's folded, and it's like as thin as it gets at 3.9 millimeters unfolded, which is insane. And it weighs about like 300 grams, and then obviously you have IP48 dust and water resistant, and you have advanced armor aluminum frame and titanium hinge housing. So the latest technology in their hinge. Samsung's latest hinge technology is going to be available on this. And on top of all of that, you are getting the latest software. So Android 16 with One UI 8 featuring the standalone Samsung Dex and Galaxy AI. So all of those features available. So this device, like, it's packed with the latest technology, the powerful performance, the specs and everything. And you are getting the biggest possible display on a smartphone to date, because when you unfold that thing, you have a full like 10-inch tablet in your hands, which is insane that you can fold and put in your pockets. So you are getting top of the line specs and like crazy device in terms of the form factor and the engineering done to it. It's insane. But who is this for? This is not for me or you. I think it's just for enthusiasts. It may actually be for me because like I'm super excited about tech. I'm super enthusiastic about tech, and this thing is fascinating, but can I afford that thing? No, it is expensive. So it's definitely not something I need. So it's definitely not something we need, but is it something I want? Like 100%. Like, if Samsung were to hit me up and be like, yo, you want to test this? I will 10 out of 10 times, 12 out of 10 times will say yes and review this thing. So Samsung, if you're watching this, let me know, slide in my DMs, slide in my email, send me a message. But anyways, this thing is insane. So who is this actually for? And I already kind of mentioned it. I think it's for enthusiasts. It's for people who see, themselves actually using it for productivity on the go. Because this could essentially replace your tablet or your computer on the go, especially if you are like a content creator or even a writer. If you just have like a wireless keyboard and a mouse with you, you can kind of use this guy anywhere. Especially with Dex mode and stuff, you can use this like a computer on the go. And for content creators, you can use this to edit videos, film videos, script, all of that can be done. And even for more power users, I'm sure you can use this guy for like gaming and things like that, It's super handy for multitasking. So like if you're like traveling, you can have like Google Maps, you can have your itinerary, you can have like other applications open on the side, like messaging or something, and do all of that all at once, which is insane. So it's like crazy for multitasking. So if you see yourself using it for multitasking, like this is the ultimate multitasking device that you can put in your pocket and take with you anywhere. So it's insane power in such a compact form factor. But obviously there are cons to it, right? So number one being it's super expensive. This thing is $2,900, and it's not just, anything that you could just like drop. This is a huge amount. For that amount, you could buy the whole ecosystem of Apple products, compared to just like you're getting a single phone. The other con is the inner display it's very fragile, it's very sensitive, so you got to really be careful with it. You know, if anything gets on it, you can easily damage that display. I mean, it's very sensitive at this point. And part of it is because of just like physics. You know, you can't physically make solid displays that you can also fold. And so that technology, we haven't quite figured it out yet. There have been ideas where like basically they use a combination. You have solid glass for the parts that are not being folded, and for the hinges, you use the foldable technology. But combining the two theoretically is possible, but combining the two in terms of actually doing it is super hard. So in actuality, it's really hard to do, but theoretically it is possible, and perhaps someday we will see that. So until then, you know, these displays are super fragile, and you do gotta be mindful of that. Like, you can damage that thing, and especially for a device that's like $2,900, imagine getting it and like you damage it in like a week, which is going to be insane. I'm sure you can like return and get a replacement if you still have warranty and stuff like that, but still, it is a big risk, and for such an expensive device. But yeah, I think those are the main cons. Other than that, I mean, it's a Samsung device, has the latest Android, it's very powerful, it's great for productivity. Obviously, it's not for everyone, it's just for the enthusiasts, it's just for the people who are super excited about tech, people who actually see themselves using it for the purpose in their workload, you know, on the daily. Then I would highly recommend it. But you let me know your thoughts on the Galaxy Trifold. I personally think it's super cool, but do I need it? No. But do I want it? Absolutely.